Hi everyone, it's Saya here on day 7 of the 3D robot junkyard build. And we're going to do some surgery on this now completely dried robot that I made out of wet clay over a old bottle. And what happened is it cracked as it dried because I didn't know enough not to put it over such an armature, for one thing. And for another thing, that the clay needs to be really thick. So I'm going to take an old craft brush because I'll probably just throw it away. I don't think this is, no, this isn't water soluble. So I've got some old Rust-Oleum paint here. I bought this a long time ago because it was on a discount rack. And it's supposed to give whatever you paint this hammered metal look. So let's see how it works on this old, now dry piece of clay. So I've got an old craft brush here because one that I don't mind, I'm just going to throw it away when I'm done. But I'm going to be very careful to touch the touch points once I turn it around. And I'm not going to paint the bottom so we can rest it on its bottom so it can dry that way. And I've never used it on clay, so let's see how it works. Just going to load up my brush and just kind of put it on here. I'm hoping that it will not only act like a... Oops, I got it on the bottom already, didn't I? Well, there goes that. But I'm thinking that it's going to hold it together while also giving it like this brushed metal look. So let's see what we can get it to do. If nothing else, we can just take the pieces and put them in our junkyard somewhere. And we're back. Hi everyone. So I've painted both the front and the back of this robot, and it's holding together really well, so I'm really surprised. But now I want to grunge it up a little bit. It's just a little too fresh and new looking, even with its cracks. So I've got a little cup here. I'm just gonna pour a little bit of water into it. And I'm going to take some craft paint, just some acrylic. I've got some black and I've got some brown. And I like to find these on sale sometimes at Michael's or Joann's, and they don't cost much. So we're just going to make a wash with this. This might be old paint. Yeah, I felt it moving around in there. It's just slow to come out. There we go. So I'm going to take a little black. Then I'm going to take some brown. And we're going to kind of just put it into the cracks. And rub it off a little here and there. Rub it in some places. We'll make some intentional cracks. Let me just stir that up. That'll make a nice wash. That'll get down into the cracks, and then we'll let that dry. I'm just gonna get it down into the cracks, and then wherever it goes in there, or wherever it's on the top, on the surface, I'm just gonna kind of rub it off. Okay, so now we have something that looks really junky, like it's been in the junkyard for a while, not like it's just come out of a factory all cracked. Although things do come out of the factory all cracked. Sometimes you have to send them back. And I see a few more places where it could use a little paint, so I'm just going to touch up here and there. Oh yeah, that looks really neat. Okay, so now that we've done that, I wanted to talk about what might be the head for this robot. So I've created this out of some tape and aluminum foil, and also I made a neck portion. I don't know if you can see that. I made a neck portion here out of surgical tape. So the roll of it. So here it'll just kind of set like this on top, or at least this is how I had planned for it to sit. And there'll be wires and stuff also showing through here, and we'll want to paint that so it doesn't just look like a dowel coming down through. But okay, but now I see that it has a really long neck because of that. And there's not really much give in there. And we don't want to apply too much pressure on this because we don't want it to crack further and break apart. So this is what I had planned on being the head. But, you know, robots don't have to be anatomically correct just like humans. So here is the arm. So what will that look like on it? We'll also have to paint that, won't we? So let's paint this arm. Really getting in the cracks here. Getting on the inside too. Now I know that I won't be able to wipe that off, but that'll make it have some depth. Like it's not just clay inside there, like it's actually some parts. Wipe it off some more and show you. See, nasty, grungy parts in there. Okay. Maybe it's corroded over time. Yep, so just give it a nice little wash. Not so many cracks in this piece here. But we still want it to look grungy. We want it to match. Oh yeah, that's looking really nice and grungy. Look at that. I'll try to keep my hands out of the way. Try to remember to keep my hands out of the way so you can see what's going on. Okay. I want to get all of that clay we'll deal with painting these wires later. But now we can kind of get them frayed out a little bit. They're already nice and frayed. Different lengths. Okay. So I'm really liking that. Not so much the head now. I'm not so much liking that. But we have other options, you know. For instance, I used the crafty brush I was using that I was just going to throw away. I thought maybe I'd just wrap it in foil so I could use it again later. But it's pretty hard now. And I won't be able to use it. So we could use this for a head, you know. Just put that right in there and just kind of form around here. The head that we want. So, you know, sometimes your initial plans don't work out, but they lead you to better ideas. So maybe we'll do that. Okay. So I'll build up a head with some foil. But first, I want to use up some of this that I've got made here. Give it a stir real quick. And I remember these are made out of Scoopy. Now, I gave them a light brushing of what I had left on my brush when I finished painting this guy. And so I used some of this Rust-Oleum here. And it's still tacky. This is completely dry. Everything I did on the regular wet clay is dry. But the stuff I put on the polymer, not so much. So I'll set that aside too. Look how rusty they look. They almost fit in right with this, the top of this can. Okay, so that about wraps it up for this episode. I'm going to clean things up here and continue to work on the head for this. And I'll cover this and we'll use this wash later on for other things. So hopefully you'll come back and you'll see what happens next in our junkyard. See you soon.